I've been standing at the threshold long enough to know the wood, long enough to memorize the grain of almost good. And it calls, and it calls, like a violin that lives just on the other side. It calls. I was someone who read doorways like a scholar reads a warning, who could name every exit before I named the room. I had studied the geometry of every safe departure. I had mastered the cartography of leaving just in time. There were thresholds I had hovered at for seasons without crossing. There were people on the other side whose names I knew by sound. And I told myself tomorrow was the day I would step through them. But tomorrow has a gravity that keeps you on the ground. Then the evening came, indigo, the deep impossible color that exists between the daylight and the dark that follows blue. And I felt the threshold soften, like it recognized my standing, like the door had always known me, like it knew I'd make it through, like the violin had always played just past the place I'd stopped at, like the music lived precisely where my fear had taught me not to go, like the threshold was a frequency and I was tuned just under, and the deep house was the instrument that finally raised me to the note. I am not the hesitation I have practiced into home. I am not the threshold keeper living here alone. I am not the almost crossed, the almost through, the almost there. I am indigo in motion and the music in the air. Let me through, let me through. Every threshold I have memorized instead of crossing. Let me through. Indigo threshold, where the almost becomes something true. Indigo threshold, where the violin steps through with you. Every doorway I was haunting, every entrance I had banned. Indigo threshold, now I finally understand. Indigo threshold, now I finally understand. On the bridge above the harbor, with the indigo below me and the deep house in my sternum, like a key inside a lock, I could feel the threshold in me. All the crossings I had canceled, all the rooms I had refused when the handle wouldn't knock. But the violin above the water played a phrase that crossed the doorway that I guarded with my silence for a decade and a day. And I felt the threshold open, not with force but with a patience, like it knew I'd come eventually, like it knew I couldn't stay. And behind the door was nothing, like I feared in all my hovering. There was only more of living, there was only more of life. There was only the indigo of a sky that keeps on deepening without losing what it carries, without terror of the night. And I crossed it without ceremony, without trumpets, without witnesses, just a body in the indigo, just a step I finally took. And the violin was waiting on the other side exactly, in the frequency of being in the place I'd been afraid to look. In the rooms I thought were empty, full of music, full of people, full of every version of me that had always known the way. Full of indigo and threshold, full of doorways made of music, full of every step I didn't take that somehow led me keep me safe. I am not the threshold guardian protecting empty space. I am not the one who reads the entrance like a final test. I am indigo and crossing, and the violin knows best. Let me through, let me through. Every entrance I converted to a reason not to live. Let me through. Indigo threshold, where the almost becomes something true. Indigo threshold, where the violin steps through with you. Every doorway I was haunting, every entrance I had banned. Indigo threshold, now I finally understand. Indigo threshold, now I finally understand. There's a color that exists only at the crossing between the blue the eye can name and the dark beyond its reach. Indigo, the color of the threshold. Indigo, the color teaching what the daylight cannot teach. And I have lived so long in the blue side of the doorway that I thought the indigo was simply where the color died. But standing at the crossing with the violin ascending, I finally saw the indigo was where the real light hides. Not the bright light, not the certain light, but something rich is strange, something that requires the crossing, something earned by stepping through. And I am at the threshold with my hand upon the nothing, with the deep house in my bloodstream, with the indigo in view. And I breathe and I step into the indigo and let the music meet me on the other side of every fear, of every door, of every threshold I was keeping, just to keep myself from more. Just here, just indigo, just the violin. I have been standing at the threshold long enough to know the word, long enough to memorize the grain of almost could, and it could. I've carried it so long, I forgot I had the weight. Every longitude of longing, every hour arriving late. And it moves, and it moves, like a violin that learned my name before I did. It moves. I was someone who collected all the things I never said, all the rooms I almost entered, all the lives I left instead. I had photographs of feelings that I never let develop. I had words for every season that I swallowed back to bed. There were people who came close enough to see the real coordinates, but I'd shift the longitude before they found the depth. I was always half a degree from where I should be standing, always half a breath away from taking my own breath. But the evening finds the velvet in the spaces between movements, in the frequency between the note and its release. And I heard it in the deep house, in the violin ascending, like a longitude of longing, finally finding peace, like a signal I had buried under years of careful static, like the truest thing about me I had chosen to signal out. I am not the careful silence louder than a shout. I am not the longitude I kept between myself and real. I am velvet in the evening, learning how to feel. Let it through, let it through. Every frequency I jam, so nothing true could find me. Let it through. Velvet longitude, where the evening finds the depth in you. Velvet longitude, where the violin comes breaking through. Every signal I was jamming, every frequency I banned. Velvet longitude, now I finally understand. Velvet longitude, now I finally understand. On the water with the city blurred to amber in the distance, and the deep house in my bloodstream. Like a tide returning home, I could feel the velvet in me. All the softness I had armored, all the warmth I had converted into something made of stone. But the violin above the water played a phrase so slow and searching that it found the buried signal, and it would not let it go. And I felt the stone dissolving, not with violence, not with breaking, but with something far more patient, something velvet, something slow. And the longitude between us, me and who I really am, began to close like evening, closing over afternoon. And I stood there in the closing, in the velvet of the gradient, between the person and the music, between the wound and the immune. And I finally stopped adjusting, finally stopped calibrating, finally let the longitude collapse into the room, into the body, into present, into velvet, into real, into every suppressed signal, finally given room to feel. And the violin above the bass line was the rope that pulled me under into something true and necessary, into depth I'd never known, into the velvet longitude of my own interior ocean, into the frequency of being finally, finally home. I am not the armor I have fitted to my frequency. I am not the distance I maintain from being free. I am not the stone I built where velvet used to live. I am every buried signal with a lifetime left to give. Let it through, let it through. Every warmth I turned static in the name of being safe. Let it through. Velvet longitude, velvet longitude, where the evening finds a depth in you. Velvet longitude, where the violin comes breaking through. Every signal I was jamming, every frequency I am. Velvet longitude, now I finally understand. Now I finally understand. There's a longitude for everything, a coordinated feeling, a precise location, where the real thing lives, and I had mapped it carefully, then hidden all the markings, convinced that being found there was a thing I couldn't give. But the velvet knows the longitude, the way the evening knows the color that the daytime hides from view, the way the body knows the music before the mind approves. And I am standing at the coordinate, the one I spent years avoiding, the one where I am simply what I am, without the proof, without the armor or the static, without the careful longitude maintained between my surface and the thing beneath the roof. And I breathe and I land like the velvet of the unmapped land, inside myself, inside the real, inside the longitude of how I feel, without apology, without retreat, without the distance I mistook for peace. Just here, just this, just velvet, just the longitude of bliss. Velvet longitude, velvet longitude. Let the evening find your coordinates. forgot I had the weight, every longitude of longing, every hour arriving late. And it moves like a violin that learned my name before I did. It moves. I was someone who collected all the things I never said, all the rooms I almost entered, all the lives I left instead. I had photos. I'm standing at the meridian, where the day refuses to let go, where the golden turns to something deeper, and the light decides to slow. And I feel it, and I feel it, like a violin string pulled to breaking. And I feel I was the kind of person who kept everything in transit, never landing, never staying, always somewhere in between. I had built a life of hallways, full of doors I'd never opened, full of windows looking outward, had a life I'd never been. There was always someone calling from a room I wouldn't enter. There was always something asking more than I was willing to give. And I answer with my absence, with my talent for departure, with the art of being present while refusing to truly live. But the evening has a grammar that the morning never teaches. There was something in the fading that the brightness always hides. And I found it at the meridian, where the gold broke into violet, where the violin came through the speakers and dismantled all my pride. Not with anger, not with judgment, but with something far more frightening, a compassion so precise. It cut clean through to where I lied. I am not the distance I have kept between myself and love. I am not the careful life I built of almost enough. I am not the person who could only watch from far away. I am glass and I am breaking, and the light is coming through today. Let it break, let it break. Every wall I built of silence and a beautiful excuse. Let it break. Glass meridian, where the last light finds the thin places in glass meridian, where the music reaches deep within every fracture, every fissure, every crack that left the cold in glass meridian. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. Glass meridian. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. On the rooftop with the city spread below like scattered embers, in the deep house in my chest, like a second heart beginning. I could feel the glass inside me, all the careful pains I'd fitted, every surface polished perfectly to keep the world from winning. But the violin above the sky through the skin. Glass meridian. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. There's a Japanese word for the art of broken things, made more beautiful by gold poured into every seam. Kintsugi, the boom becomes the wonder. Kintsugi, the crack becomes the gleam. And I have been so afraid of all the ways I've shattered, so ashamed of all the places where the gold came pouring in. But standing at the meridian between the day and darkness, I finally understand that this is where I begin. Not again, not over, but deeper, further in, to the gold inside the fracture, to the light inside the thin, to the sound the violin makes when it plays against the breaking, to the place the meridian was always drawing me within. And I breathe, and I glow, and I let the gold run slow through every crack, through every line, through every place I thought was mine to hide. Glass meridian, let the gold light come and find you. Every crack you try to cover is a doorway just behind you. Let it pour, let it pour. Every fracture was a window all along. Let it pour, let it pour. Every fracture was a window all along. Let it pour, let it pour. In the breaking of this moment, find the place where you belong. Gold and glass, you were never just a damage of the past. Gold and glass, you were always something luminous and fast. Something thin, something true, something light was always trying to come deep. I was the kind of I'm standing at the meridian where the day refuses to let go, where the golden turns to something deeper and the light decides to slow. And I feel it, and I feel it, like a violin string pulled to breaking. And I feel it. I was the kind of person who kept everything in transit, never landing, never staying, always somewhere in between. I had built a life of hallways, full of doors I'd never opened, full of windows looking outward at a life I'd never been. There was always someone calling from a room I wouldn't enter. There was always something asking more than I was willing to give. And I answered with my absence, with my talent for departure, with the art of being present while refusing to truly live. But the evening has a grammar that the morning never teaches. There is something in the fade that the brightness always hides. And I found it at the meridian, where the gold broke into violet, where the violin came through the speakers and dismantled all my pride. Not with anger, not with judgment, but with something far more frightening, a compassion so precise. It cut clean through to where I lie. I am not the distance I have kept between myself and love. I am not the careful life I built of almost an enough. I am not the person who could only watch from far away. I am glass and I am breaking. shining and the light is coming through today. Let it break, let it break. Every wall I built of silence and of beautiful excuse. Let it break. Glass meridian, where the last light finds the thin places in. Glass meridian, where the music reaches deep within. Every fracture, every fissure, every crack that the cold and glass meridian. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. On the rooftop with the city spread below like scattered embers, and the deep house in my chest like a second heart beginning. I could feel the glass inside me, all the careful pains I'd fitted, every surface polished perfectly to keep the world from winning. But the violin above the skyline hit a frequency so honest that the first pain cracked completely, and I didn't try to stop it. And behind it was another, and behind that one another, all the way back to the morning when I first learned to be hollow. And I stood there in the breaking, not as ruins but as structure, finally understanding glass was never meant to hold me. It was meant to be the medium through which something true could travel, through which light could find its angle, through which I could come unravel into someone worth the knowing, into something worth the staying, into the person at the meridian. Finally done with running, finally done with halfway. I am not the exits I have mapped in every room. I am not the version always bracing for the doom. I am not the glass that only knows how not to break. I am every fracture line and everything at stake. Let it break, let it break. Every perfect surface that I kept too clean to feel. Let it break, let it break. Glass meridian, where the last light finds the thin places in. Glass meridian, where the music reaches deep within. Every fracture, every fissure, every crack that the cold and glass meridian. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. Glass meridian. Now the gold comes pouring through the skin. There is a Japanese word for the art of broken things, made more beautiful by gold, poured into every seam. Kintsugi, the wound becomes the wonder. Kintsugi, the crack becomes the gleam. And I have been so afraid of all the ways I've shattered, so ashamed of all the places where the gold came pouring in. But standing at the meridian, between the day and darkness, I finally understand that this is where I begin. Not again, not over, but deeper, further into the gold, inside the fracture, to the light, inside the thin, to the sound the violin makes when it plays against the breaking, to the place the meridian was always drawing me within. And I breathe and I glow and I let the gold run slow through every crack, through every line, through every place I thought was mine to hide. Glass meridian, glass meridian. Let the gold light come and find you. Every crack you tried to cover was a doorway just behind you. Let it pour, let it pour. Every fracture was a window all along. Let it pour, let it pour. In the breaking of this moment, find the place where you belong. Gold and glass, you were never just a damage of the past. Gold and glass, you were always something luminous and vast. Something thin, something true. light was all. I'm standing at the meridian where the I have lived inside the aftermath of every storm I didn't choose. The kind of quiet that comes after when you've got nothing left to lose. And it hums, and it hums like a violin inside a wound. It hums. I was 23 and disappearing into versions no one recognized, wearing faces like a second wardrobe, everyone a different compromise. I had mastered the performance of a person doing fine. Read the lines so many mornings that I thought the lines were mine. But there is something about evening when the light begins to fail, when the armor of the daytime gets too heavy and too pale. And I find myself at windows, watching strangers cross the street, wondering if anyone among them felt this incomplete. Then one night I heard the violin cut clean through the city sound, a single note so fully human that it pulled me to the ground. Not with sorrow but with something I had long refused to name, the particular relief of knowing someone else has felt the same. I am not the wreckage or the storms behind. I am not the silence at the back of my own mind. I am not the version they were used to see and smile. I am something older, something raw, something wild. Let it come. Every indigo hour I have swallowed down alone. Let it come. Indigo aftermath, where the night becomes a better half. Indigo aftermath, where the broken find their epitaph, rewritten into something living, something worth the pain of giving. Indigo aftermath, this is where I finally come back. Indigo aftermath, this is where I finally come back. On the dance floor, in the low light, I became a different kind of free. Not the freedom of the fearless, but the freedom of the scene. Because the music was a language that my body understood before my mind could catch the meaning or decide if it was good. And I moved the way the wounded move when no one else is watching, like a person letting go of everything they kept from dropping. Every name I called myself in private, every lie I told at noon, every night I spent constructing just to fall apart too soon. The violin above the bass line was a rope I didn't know I'd need, and I grabbed it with both hands open, finally willing to be freed. And the crowd around me breathed together like one body, one refrain. And for a moment I forgot completely all the weather and the weight and all the pain. I am not the fear that kept me frozen at the door. I am not the apologies I handed out before. I am not the distance I maintain to stay intact. I am the indigo returning after every crack. Let it come. Every color I surrendered in the gray. Let it come. Indigo aftermath, where the night becomes a better half. Indigo aftermath, where the broken find their epitaph, rewritten into something living, something worth the pain of giving. Indigo aftermath, this is where I finally come back. Indigo aftermath, indigo aftermath, this is where I finally come back. In the aftermath I any rubble. I expected only ash and silence, but the indigo came slowly, like a bruise becoming color, like the sky deciding dark is not the last. There is a kind of grace that only grows in ruins. There is a kind of sight that only comes from loss. There is a sound inside the silence after everything stops moving that is deeper than the music, and it holds like an indigo sky holds the stars, not by force but by the simple fact of being vast enough to carry all of this and still remain. And I remain inside the aftermath, inside the indigo, inside the place where broken things begin to glow. Indigo aftermath, let the color come and find you. Every shade you lost in daylight was just waiting here behind you. Let it in, let it in. Every gray you wore to get through days. Let it in, let it in. In the indigo of this moment, watch the dark become the blaze. Aftermath and grace, you were never just the damage of the chase. Aftermath and grace, you were always something fine and taking place. Something deep, something rare, something only forged inside the dark and prayer. Something deep, something rare. You were always indigo beyond compare. Indigo aftermath, indigo aftermath, where the night becomes a better half. Indigo aftermath, indigo aftermath, where the night becomes a better half. Go aftermath, where the broken find their epitaph, rewritten into something living, something worth the pain of giving. Indigo aftermath, this is where I finally come back. Indigo aftermath, feel the color flood the aftermath. I have lived inside the aftermath of every storm I didn't choose, the kind of quiet that comes after when you got nothing left to lose. And it hums, like a violin inside a wound. It hums. I was 23 and disappearing into versions no one recognized, wearing faces like a second wardrobe, everyone a different compromise. I had messed up the performance of a person going fine. Read the lines so many mornings that I felt the lines. There is a pool beneath the water, soft and dark and warm, something older than the music, quieter than the storm. And it knows my name, and it knows my name, it knows my name. Chase the kind of silence that the daylight never brings. I have searched the open faces of 1,000 human beings, looking for the one who carries what I carry in my chest, that particular exhaustion strangers who were mirrors back at me. Every one of them was carrying a universe of ache. Every one of them was dancing on the edge of all they take. And the music was the language none of us had learned in school, the kind that skips the mind entirely and goes straight to where it's real. And I felt the undertow take hold, not drowning but releasing every version of myself I had been slowly ceasing. I am not the sum of all the days I failed. I am not the ship that broke in every gale. I am not the shore that watched the others leave. I am the tide that rises when I dare to breathe. Pull me under, pull me under, to the current where the real things come alive. Pull me under, velvet undertow, take me somewhere only lost souls go. Velvet undertow, where the music holds what I can't show. Every current pulling gently, every depth I fear to know. Velvet undertow, let the river take me home. Let the river take me home. I used to think the undertow was something meant to drag me down. I used to fight the pull of it and almost always nearly drown. But there is velvet in this current. There is warmth inside the deep. There is something in the darkness that is not the end of me. It is the part I kept submerged, the part I thought was wrong, the part that knew the music before I knew the song. And down here in the undertow I finally understand that everything I feared to feel was always part of the plan. And I breathe, not the shallow kind I gave the world above, but the deep kind, the feel kind, the kind that only comes from love, from the current, from the velvet, from the place beneath the roar. I am not afraid of my own depth anymore. Velvet undertow, velvet undertow, let the current find you. You were never meant to stay on the surface, far behind you. Let it pull, every fear you held above the wave. Let it pull, in the deep of the surrender. Find yourself you used to save. Dark and warm, you were never just the surface of the storm. Dark and warm, you were always something deeper than the form. Something pure, something vast, something built to go beyond the past. Something pure, something vast, you were always meant to be this free at last. Velvet undertow, take me somewhere. I built a cathedral out of salt water and sound, where the broken come to worship on the ground, where the violin is the sun and in the sea, and every note is something setting me free, setting me free, setting me free. Grew up learning how to disappear, how to make myself invisible from fear. How to swallow every feeling like a stone. How to be in every room and still feel alone. I carried silence like a second skin, a quiet war, I never let them in. I perfected every version of the smile, while the real me drowned beneath the denial. But there was always something pulling at the deep, a sound that found me even in my sleep, a violin above the noise of it all, a frequency that caught me in the fall. And the first time that I heard it in a crowd, it cracked me open like a wave crashing loud, and I felt the salt of everything I'd held rush out of me like something finally expelled. I am not the armor I put on each day. I am not the careful things I learned to say. I am not the version built to just survive. I am the salt water keeping me alive. Let it pour, let it pour. Every ocean that I hid behind my eyes, let it pour. Saltwater cathedral, where the healing feels illegal. Saltwater cathedral, where the music makes it real. Every wave that crashes through me, every tide I thought would break me. Saltwater cathedral, this is how it feels to heal. Saltwater cathedral, this is how it feels to heal. On the floor beneath the violet beams, everyone around me chasing their own dreams, and the baseline was a heartbeat in the room, something pulling us all gently from the gloom. I could feel the woman dancing on my right, carrying a sorrow heavier than I. And the man beside the speaker with his eyes pressed tight shut, like he was saying his goodbyes to the person that he was before the song, before the violin reminded him he belonged. And I understood that we were all the same, refugees from silence, refugees from shame, finding sanctuary in the sound and bass, finding something holy in this human space. With the music is the prayer we never said, with the rhythm resurrects a little of the dead. I am not the version that was left behind. I am not the war still raging in my mind. I am not the years it took to get me here. I am the music finally breaking clear. Let it pour. Every ocean that I locked behind my chest, let it pour. Saltwater cathedral, where the healing feels illegal. Saltwater cathedral, where the music makes it real. Every wave that crashes through me, every tide I thought would break me. Saltwater cathedral, this is how it feels to heal. Saltwater cathedral, this is how it feels to heal. There is no altar here, no candles and no choir, just a deep bass in my bones and the violin on fire. There is no doctrine here, no rules about the way you fall apart and find yourself inside the music sway. I used to think that sacred was something far away, something you had to earn through what you do and say. But standing on this dance floor with the tide behind my eyes, I found the holiest moment underneath the neon skies. And then I rise, and then I rise, not toward heaven but toward myself, through the wave, through the wave, through the salt water. everything you couldn't feel. Salt water cathedral finally revealed. Salt water cathedral finally revealed. So I built a cathedral out of salt water and sound, where the broken come to I am made of glass and gasoline, fragile and on fire at the same time. Somewhere between the wreck and the redeem, I find myself inside this rhythm and rhyme. Inside this rhythm and rhyme. Inside this rhythm and rhyme. I used to think that breaking meant the end, that every crack was something beyond men. But there's a kind of beauty in the fall, when you stop pretending you can carry it all. I've been the girl who smiled through all the pain, who danced in heels through the middle of the rain, who told herself that she was doing fine, while slowly losing pieces of her mind. Then one evening when the sky turned red, all the things I never spoke aloud were said, not by words but by the violin above, playing something that could only be called love. And I cried right there on the dance floor alone, surrounded by the crowd, but finally home, because the music knew the parts of me unseen. The girl made of glass and gasoline. I am not the sum of everything I broke, I am every fire lit from every hope. I am not the silence after all the screams, I am the sound between the grief and the dream. Let me burn, let me burn, bright enough to find my way back through. Let me burn. Glass and gasoline, I'm the most alive I've ever been. Glass and gasoline, every scar is something in between. All the pain that tried to take me under, all the nights I lost but didn't leave. Glass and gasoline, I was always meant to blaze and breathe. Glass and gasoline, I was always meant to blaze and breathe. There's a prayer inside the pounding bass, a kind of holy hidden in this space, where the lost become the ones who lead, where the broken plant the strongest seed. I have looked for God in quiet rooms, in the early mornings and the afternoons, but I found him in the violet light, when the violin soared up into the night. Every stranger dancing next to me was fighting battles I could barely see, and we held each other without touching hands, just two souls responding to the same commands of the music in the moment and the dark of the fire burning deep within the heart. And I knew then what I had always feared, to know that the only way is inward, then below, then above, then through the glass and flame, to arrive at yourself and call your own name. I am not the ghost of who I tried to be, I am every version finally running free. I am not the apology I always gave, I am the light that broke in from the wave. Let me burn, let me burn, wild enough to finally see the truth. Let me burn. Glass and gasoline, I'm the most alive I've ever been. Glass and gasoline, every scar is something in between. All the pain that tried to take me under, all the nights I lost but didn't leave. Glass and gasoline, I was always meant to blaze and breathe. Glass unbreakable. Maybe being shattered was the miracle. Every piece of me that hit the floor was just making room for something more. I stopped asking why the fire came. I started learning how to love the flame. Not because the burning doesn't hurt, but because the gold is hidden in the dirt. And I rise, not because I'm fearless or I'm strong, but because I've been here long enough to know I still belong, I still belong, I still belong. Here in the music, here in the light, here in the glass, here in the night. Burn through, let the fire find you. You were never just the break, yeah. You were always the breakthrough. Let it go, let it go. Let the music hold the pieces of the self you used to know. Let it go, let it go. In the space between the fragments, watch a braver version grow. Glass, gasoline, you were both the wound and the medicine. Glass, glass, gasoline, you were always something in between. Something rare, something real, something only broken people feel. Something rare, something real, only you could be this beautifully revealed. Glass and gasoline, I'm the most alive I've ever been. Glass and gasoline, every scar is something in between. All the pain that tried to take me under, all the nights I lost but didn't leave. Glass and gasoline, I was always meant to blaze and breathe. Glass and gasoline, feel the fire set the night aglow. Glass and gasoline, glass and gasoline, I am more than what I used to know. Every fragment, every fracture, every silent desperate plea. Glass and gasoline finally forged me free. Glass and gasoline finally forged me free. Finally forged me free. Glass and gasoline finally forged me free. I used to think that breaking meant the end, that every crack was something beyond mend. But there's a kind of beauty in the fall, when you stop pretending you can carry it all. I've been the girl who smiled through all the pain, who danced in heels through the middle of the rain, who told herself that she was doing fine, while slowly losing pieces of her mind. Then one evening when the sky turned red, all the things I never spoke aloud were said, not by words but by the violin above, playing something that could only. There's a fire on the water tonight. Something old is burning soft and bright. I can feel it pulling at my bones, like a song that leads the lost back home, back home. Back home. I've been carrying the weight of it all, every broken dream and every fall. Thought the silence was the only sound, till the music turned my world around. I remember standing in the rain, telling God I couldn't take the pain. But the sunset came and split the sky, like an answer I could not deny. And the violin began open in my chest. All the years of trying to be the best fall away like leaves into the tide. I've got nothing left to run and hide. I surrender. I surrender to the light that's bleeding through the night. I surrender. Embers on the tide. The old me finally died. Embers on the tide. Something new is burning into life. Every scar becomes a story. Every shadow holds a light. Embers on the tide. I was born for this tonight. Embers on the tide. I was born for this tonight. On the dance floor, I could feel the pressure. Something electric moving through the air. Not a word was spoken, not a sign. Just 1,000 souls aligned in time. And the violin was cutting high, like a spirit breaking through the sky. Every note a hand that pulled me near, telling me that I had nothing to fear. I have searched for this in empty rooms, in the silence and the hollow tombs of the person that I used to be, chained to doubt and too afraid to see that the light was never far away, that the grace was waiting every day, that the music was the bridge between everything I am and all I dream. Something's cracking open like the dawn. All the heavy things I carried on melt away like gold into the sea. I am finally free. I surrender. I surrender to the pull of everything divine. I surrender. Embers on the tide. Watch the old me finally die. Embers on the tide. Something new is burning into life. Every scar becomes a story. Every shadow holds a light. Embers on the tide. I was born for this tonight. Embers on the tide. I was born for this I never thought that I would find it here, between the bass and the atmosphere, between the crowd and the open sky, between the question and the reason why. But here I am, and here it is, the thing I always knew was his. A love that moves through sound and string, a peace that only music brings. I don't need the answers anymore, I just need to feel what lies in store. Just the violin and the golden lights, my soul alive on a Saturday night. And I rise, and I rise, and I rise through every version of my fear. I am here, I am finally here. Embers, embers, let the embers burn. Embers, embers, let the embers burn. You were never just the ashes, you were always the return. Let it burn, let it burn. Let the tide wash over gently everything you couldn't learn. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. In the waking dream, and every fall. Thought the silence was the only sound, till the music turned my world around. I remember standing in the rain, telling God I couldn't take the pain. But the sunset came and split the sky, like an answer I could not deny. And the violin began to play something sacred at the close of day, like a language only grief can speak when the strong have finally grown too weak. So I moved my body to the beat, let the rhythm wash beneath my feet, let the deep bass hold what words could not, let the music give back what I lost. Something's breaking open in my chest, all the years trying to be the best, fall away like leaves into the tide. I stood at the edge of everything, where the ocean meets the flame, and I heard the violin singing like it knew my name, like it knew my name. I've been walking through the embers of a life I thought I lost. Every scar that I remember had its beauty and its cost. There were days I couldn't face it, mornings heavy as a stone, but the music never left me, even when I felt alone. I would close my eyes at sundown, let the rhythm pull me through. Something ancient in the deep bass made me feel like I was new, like the sky was painting over every chapter filled with gray, and the violin was calling, come and dance your tears away. And I feel it rising, something warm inside my chest, all the things I've been disguising, finally letting go to rest. I release it, I release it, every shadow I've been holding, finally I let it breathe. Where the sky bleeds gold, I found the part of me I lost. Where the sky bleeds gold, my story's finally being told. Every fear I carried silent, every crack inside my soul. Where the sky bleeds gold, I am finally home. Where the sky bleeds gold, I am finally whole. On the dance floor in the darkness, I could feel somebody pray, not with words but with the body, moving all the pain away. Violin above the baseline, like an angel cutting through. Every stranger felt like family, every soul felt something true. I don't need to have it figured, I don't need the perfect plan. All I need is this vibration, holding me the way it can. Like the light that breaks at sunset, like the grace that finds the lost, like the music keeps on giving, no matter what the cost. And I feel it rising, something holy in this place, all the fractures and the fighting, melting in this golden place. I really I don't have to earn this moment, I don't have to prove my worth. Standing here beneath the sunset, I finally know my worth. The violin is my confession, every note a word unsaid, every phrase a silent blessing for the versions of me shared. And I rise from the ashes of the person who was always terrified. Please go, let the sky lead go. You were never just a struggle, you were never just a fall. You are every burning color, you were always, always, oh. Let it bleed, let it bleed. Let the golden light wash over every scar you couldn't see. Let it bleed, in the sunset you discover. You were always, always free. Where the sky bleeds gold, I found the part of me I lost. Where the sky bleeds gold, my story's finally being told. Every fear I carried silent, every crack inside my soul. Where the sky bleeds gold, I am finally whole. Where the sky bleeds gold, I am finally whole. Where the sky bleeds gold, let it bleed gold. You were always made of this, you were always made of light, you were always whole. I've been walking through the embers of a life I thought I lost. Every scar that I remember had its beauty and its cost. There were days I couldn't face, mornings heavy as a stone, but the music never left me, even when I felt alone. I would close my eyes at sundown, the rhythm pulled me through. Something ancient in the deep bass made me feel like I was new, like the sky was painting over every chapter filled with gray, and the violin was calling, come and dance your tears away. And I feel it rising, something warm inside my chest. All the things I've been disguising, finally letting go to rest. I release every shadow I've been holding. Finally I let it breathe. Light is changing on the water, everything I held is fading slow. I don't know where I'm going after, but I feel it in my chest. I know, I know, I know. I've been running through the evening, chasing shadows on my own, trying hard to find the meaning in a place I've never known. Every scar I keep on hiding, every prayer I whisper low, feels like something slowly guiding me back home, back to the glow. I used to think the night would break me, leave me hollow, leave me cold, but this moment, God, it takes me to a story still untold. flamboyant. Every pain dissolve, dissolve, let it all dissolve. You are not the dark you've carried, you are not the tears you've cried. You are every color burning in the golden, golden sky. Golden dissolve, watch me fade into the light. Golden dissolve, I was made for this tonight. Every color that I've carried, every wound I tried to hide. In this moment I surrender to the golden, golden tide. Golden dissolve, feel the music in my veins. Golden dissolve, nothing ever stays the same. But right here, right now, I'm alive in the golden dissolve. Go, 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 in the golden dissolve. Golden dissolve. Just let it all dissolve. You were always made of light.